Hello and welcome to Trash to Treasure for February. February has Valentine's Day in it, so I thought we'd have a little look at making some Valentine's charms for the garden. Here's an example of what I'm talking about, and I have one hanging up behind me here. Now these are actually really substantial, but made from very simple things. Here's one that we actually made last year, and this has been hanging in our fairy garden all year. This was made by one of our guests, and I just went out to find it and thought, I can't believe that's still there. It's done so well. I'm going to show you how to make them. The first thing you need to do is take an old cereal box and draw on them some hearts. You can either do a big one, or as I've done here, 3 different ones. I've just done these completely freehand. So they're not perfect, but I don't think they need to be. A little bit of variation on the hearts is fine. All you're going to do is cut those out. And a little tip for cutting the middles of these out is when you go to cut the middle, if you go through the middle and then do a snip to each of the 3 corners, then you'll just find it easier to get round the middle sections. When you've cut them out, you'll have some heart shapes that look like these. So here are my ones, and I'm going to work on the big one. So the first thing we need is to cover them in some duct tape colours. I've got all sorts of exciting colours here that I've been working with. This was largely prompted by getting some new ones through. So these are the latest 3 in the range that have just come through to me. But I've just done one with each of those, so I'm actually going to use this one for my one now. And it's literally as simple as it looks. You're just going to tear off some strips larger than the cardboard and stick it on. The important thing when you're doing this is to make sure that you cover the edges, because if it's going to be out in the garden, you don't want the water seeping through to the cardboard, but the actual tape itself, I've discovered, is fully waterproof outside for a year or more. So if you just cover the edges like that, press them down, turn it over, and then fold it over the cuts on this side. And just take a pair of scissors just to cut into the nick so you can get some smooth folds, and don't worry about the overlapping. So I'm going to take that piece over there, and then I'm going to fold this bit back round onto the front here. That doesn't matter at all, just try and keep it smooth and make sure there's no cardboard that's exposed. I'm going to put another snip in there. And again there. You can see how I'm creating the line there, same on the inside. And then you're ready to go with another piece of tape, and keep working around like that all the way. When you've finished completing one side, if you then turn over and do exactly the same thing on the other side, and don't worry about putting the little pieces back over. When you've sealed him all the way round on both sides, as I have there, he's all ready to add some floristry ribbon for hanging up. So any colour you like. I've actually got a strip I've got here in red. You probably need a good metre in length, because you've got to wind it all the way round. And what I tend to do is take a long strip like this, and then if you divide it into either 2 or 3 pieces, and if you just tear it, it'll rip very easily. So that's what I've done here. I've got a strip of the red, and if you start with a stretch at the top there so that you've got a piece for hanging, and then just winding round, it just covers any of the pieces of the pattern where you've overlapped and gives it a bit of differentiation and something to hang it by. There we are. When you get back to the middle, tie them in a knot with the knot on the top there in the dip of the heart. Secure that with a double knot, and then he's ready to take out and hang in the garden. I'm now going to go and take all my hearts here out and hang them up outdoors, and they're going to be part of Valentine's trail for our half-term guests. I'm just threading them all on a tree here to make myself a little Valentine's tree. Or what you can do, which we're going to do for half-term, is take them and create a trail with them and get the children to find them. I hope you've enjoyed what we've been doing, and you'll come back and join me again for Trust Your Treasure in March.